What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Coach Steve Show podcast. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Follow it, rate it, leave a review on iTunes and Apple. It helps grow the podcast tremendously. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Send me a message at Coach_Steve72 to be on the podcast to talk some football or anything else. I welcome it. So, do that for me. Today, we're going to talk about a passing concept that I like to call spacing, where we can attack the middle of the field, attack some quarter part of the field and attack them vertically. It's a great passing concept, I think, to help find some grass, sit in the grass, open up the window, from set up and noose drills type of drills, and really get the football, especially when it's a long passing situation. It's a unique one that I saw a couple years ago, and I've loved it. And so let's draw it up to the passing concept that I call spacing. The best way to run it is in trips. So right now we are in a trips right. So we have our X on the left side, one-on-one by himself. We have our, depending on how you want to run it, Y in the middle, H, and our Z on the line of scrimmage, which do traditional. So Y and H are off the line, Z is on the line. So this is called spacing. And I got this a couple years ago at a clinic, and they called spacing because they are literally getting space in the field and trying to attack them vertically, but can attack them in spaces where there's nobody there defending. So if we're in a trips right, the first read for the quarterback is to the single receiver side. So who is probably either going to be manned up or in a cover three. So it's going to be right in their face, or he's going to drop back a little bit. So the way this was taught to me, and I loved it, was the X receiver is going to start to run a vertical. When he gets to about 5 yards, fifth step, if he can physically reach out and touch as he's running, touch the corner because they are together, he's continuing on to run a vertical. Quarterback sees that, takes and chucks it because they're getting man. And when we talk about the routes on the trip side, why this safety can probably not make the play, because in trips, you get cover two, you can get cover two man and lock, but they're going to most likely be maybe some type of cover three man, quarter stuff. So if he can physically reach out and touch the corner, he's going to continue running. If he can reach out and does not able to touch him, he's going to run a mandatory out. So quarterback sees that, if they're on top of each other and he can reach him, he's going to turn, he's going to, throw it to where he can't get it. If he sees that the guys are, off of him, run that speed out, churn, throw the speed out. Okay. If he does not like any of that, if he just can't tell, then he's going to come back and look towards this trip side. So the strip side, the number 2 receiver, which would be our H, he is running about 6 to 7 yards deep. He cannot cross the center. So he's going to see where the center is. He cannot cross him, and he's going to sit right in the middle. So he's going to try to find that open part, but we don't want him crossing the center, because when he starts to get way over here, it's just a hard read for the quarterback. So he's going to try to sit here. He might sit right in here. He might see if this will goes way out, it's going to be in here, but he's going to try to find a place to sit. So quarterback's going to look at this. What's going to hurt this is if this line, if we get, it is cover 3 and this guy's flying out to the flat. If they end up in a cover 2 or a man and he's coming out here, if this free safety starts to come over here, take this away, he's going to come back and look and see if that will goes flying out or that Mike sits there. We can find that open grass and throw it. The Z receiver is going to run a very similar route, going to get an inside release. He is going to probably try to aim about 12 yards. He does not want to cross over into the number 3 receiver spot. So you can see where the number 3 receiver is lined up. He knows I cannot cross there. He's running the exact same route, just kind of sitting in space. We are putting the free safety, these linebackers, into conflict. So we're finding the open space and sitting. Your Y can run this arrow route. So that way, hopefully we get guys to jump on it. So we're putting these guys into major conflict, and you're getting the exact same 2 routes, just at different depths. Your running back is check release, and so he's pass protecting, nothing's there. He's then going to run his arrow route out here, and that's the, oh crap, churn and throw and get rid of it, but he's check releasing first and then going. So if it comes up, boom, 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 okay, he has 2 oh craps. It's this Y your number 3 receiver running this arrow route, or it's this running back that's churning, you can get rid of it. But you have these guys finding open grass and sitting. This is good when you're teaching Philip and News, finding the open grass and sitting. You're putting those Mike backers in conflict, because what are these backers going to do? They fly out here for this route, or they're going to try to do a hook curl type of route. If they bump all the way out here, and this Mike is in this hook curl, well, you're putting them all in conflict. But most likely, I mean, for me, that's not what would happen if they're running these two backers. Now we start getting to 3-3-5s, 3-5s. It's going to be a little different. But if you're getting in, a 4-2-5 team, 4-3 team, they're going to run this hook curl. And if you practice enough to show them where the open throw is, boom. If this jack comes flying up on here, this free safety has to fly out over here. If they're in cover 2, they're running into this deep half. So if they're running a cover 2, you can make a check with this arrow route. So now they're kind of running a wheel route. And they start throwing this arrow, and then they run, boom, up the field. So if they're a cover 2, now you're putting that corner into conflict or the safety that's trying to cover the deep half. So now are you going to cover the Z guy that's running into that hook curl? You're going to run, boom. If they're running man, hopefully you get them on your shoulder because you're getting on an inside release, boom, sit there, turn and throw it. Or if they're man, your running back hopefully checked releases and is wide open. But this play right here is best run out of trips. So this is spacing out of a trips formation. So can it be run out of 2x2? Absolutely can. It's just not ran the same, in my opinion, on this. So it depends on where you want the spacing concept to go. You got to be to the right or to the left. So if the spacing concept is to the right, on the backside, you still have the same thing going on. It's just going to be a little tweaks. You still want the outside receiver to run a vertical if they can reach out and touch him about 5 yards, that 5th step or so. If they can reach out and touch him, they continue on aiming for the, that pylon, and we're throwing it. If they cannot reach out and touch them, it's a quick speed out, and we're still throwing it there. Step, boom, throw. So now you got a couple things that you could do with the H. You could have him run this little whip route coming in, boom. So it gives time to open up the speed out or this vertical. And then we could throw this flat route, because if it's a vertical and we're going, he's probably open because nobody's going to be covering the flat, because they end up being cover 3. If it's cover 2, this corner's going to come flying up anyway. He can reach out and touch him. He's going to run this vertical, and we're asking the safety to try to throw it here. And then you could occupies this flat and throw it here. You could have that. It could be an automatic out instead of this little whip route to give them a better read. If you want it to be an automatic arrow route, cool. That's like an, oh crap, get rid of it. Spacing side, the Y now is running, about the 7 yards, does not cross the center, settles down, finds the open grass. The Z's running, aiming for, he cannot cross the Y here. He wants to get about right there. That's his landmark. So he cannot go past number 2 receiver here now. Not the number 3, the number 2. He's going to sit. Then you can have the running back run a swing route, arrow route to try to occupy, or you could still have him check release, coming up checking, and then he's going to run to the right. Since you have the H out there, he's going to run the oh crap. Either one. If you want to go air raid and have him swing out, cool. If you want him check releasing, cool. Same thing. He's reading that side where the speed out is, and then the spacing side, everything still stays the same. But it is much better ran out of a trips, and you can flip-flop this. You can have the spacing side where the X and the H now run the spacing route, and then the Z's running where if the guy, he can reach out and touch him, he's going to run this, vertical. If he reaches out and he can't touch him, he's going to run the speed out. The Y then is going to run either the shoot route or to even occupy to try to open this up even more. Depends on game planning. He can run an inside vertical up the hash to try to put these guys in conflict. Still works. Everything still works. Same reads. This guy's more of an occupier, but if he sees he's wide open, gives him another guy to throw it to if they want to run over to that vertical or that. But this, I saw this a long time ago, really liked it. So if you want to take it, cool. This is the spacing concept to try to attack middle of the field and the hash to the quarter of the field to put those guys in extra conflict, find the grass, sit down, and get open. Hopefully you guys got something from that spacing concept where we can find the middle of the field, find the quarter or the deep half and spot to sit down. Got a nice speed out, vertical read there, swing routes, all the good stuff. So hopefully you guys get something from that. Again, call it the spacing concept because we're literally finding space, the vertical, the out, sit down, all that stuff. So thank you guys again for watching and or listening. Check out all the affiliates in the description below. Please go check out Guardian Caps. You go to guardiansports.com, check out that stuff. Use the code in the description below and the link. They'll save you 15% off your order. Go to Launchpad Kickoff to use the code CSS at checkout for their kickoff tee. It's a game changer. Use the code CSS at checkout to save 10% off. Check out all the other affiliates in the description below. Thank you guys again for watching and or listening. This is Coach Steve, and we will see you next time.